Nextbase went ahead and upgraded my favorite dash cam, the 522GW, to 4K with the new 622GW. And I've got it right here, so let's talk about it. Hey, what's going on? My name is Chris and I review tools and gadgets so you can quickly determine whether it's a product that you need and ultimately should go out and spend your money on. Now, about 14 months ago, I reviewed the Nextbase 522 1440 resolution dash cam, and I've been using it in my truck ever since, and I absolutely love this thing. But they came out with a new version, the 622GW, and it's now a 4K dash cam. So I'm going to be taking a close look at this and comparing it to the old one, but I won't be covering the basic features because I already did that in the previous video, so I'll link that up above and down below so you can go check that out. So let's take a look at what's the same, what's new, and then test out the new features. Okay, so what's the same? Well, the 622GW has the same excellent build quality and look, although they've gone with a more gunmetal gray this time around. Still the same small size, 3-inch screen, buttons and microphone, same 140-degree f1.3 aperture lens, same basic features, and the same accessories. Now what that means is if you previously purchased one of their external cameras like the rear view or the camera view, they'll work the exact same way. More importantly, if you've already wired up your vehicle with the included 12-volt power adapter or their hardwire kit, you don't have to uproot any of that. And what's really cool, I think, is that if you had the 522GW and maybe one of the other ones as well, all you have to do is pop it off the magnetic mount and plop on the new 622GW. Honestly, their click and go mount makes this the easiest upgrade for a dash cam that I've ever seen. All right, let's dig into what's new. This is what's changed since they came out with the 522. It now has a legit 4K camera. That's 4K at 30 FPS, which is the default. But it also offers 1440p at 60 and 30 FPS, as well as 1080p at 120 FPS for slow motion, 60 and 30 FPS. The 522GW only had 1440p at 30 FPS and 1080p at 60 FPS. EIS, or Enhanced Image Stabilization. This makes it better to see faces and license plates while in motion because the image isn't jumping all around. Super slow motion allows you to play back video in slow-mo, but only when recording in 1080p at 120 frames per second. Now, if you can't find this resolution, it's because you turned on EIS, that's the image stabilization. So you have to go turn that off first for this to work. And we'll check this out in a bit when we get to testing. Enhanced Night Vision is a new feature that allows the camera to detect light levels and enhance the image as it's being recorded. We'll test that out as well in a minute. Likewise, there is now an extreme weather mode. This digitally enhances the image, allowing you to see through fog, as they say, improving visibility in low visibility conditions. Now, Mother Nature wasn't cooperating and I was unsuccessful with my fog machine, so here's an example from Nextbase. They've added support for What 3 Words, which I personally love and think it should replace street addresses and GPS coordinates entirely. What 3 Words allows you to find a location anywhere in the world within 3 square meters, which is just under 10 feet, by 3 unique words. No address, no zip code, no city or state or country needed, and it's far more accurate. So as an example, you tell someone to meet you at beside jump value, and it's the address to your local Starbucks. This is great because sometimes you're off the map or out of cell service, and now you can just give your 3 words to roadside assistance or emergency services to help find you. This works with the 622GW's offline GPS too. Just tap the What 3 Words icon on the screen. You do need to enable it in settings first. No data connection needed. Finally, they upgraded the Bluetooth in this thing from 4.2 to 5.0, which means twice the wireless transfer speeds, 2 megabits instead of 1. So when you connect this up to your phone, it's going to be a lot snappier than it was before. So now that we know what's new and what's the same and what's changed, let's put it to the test. Here's a comparison between the 522GW's 1440 resolution on the left and the 622GW's 4K resolution on the right. You can see a clear difference between the two. Now let's zoom in 500% to compare the detail on that street sign. Yeah, that's an obvious difference. Now let's test out the difference between Enhanced Image Stabilization on versus off. I went off-road a bit for this test to see if there's any difference between the two. A quick note here. If you have EIS turned on and you've set the resolution to 4K, it actually records at 2.7K, then upscaled back to 4K. This is so the camera has extra pixels to play with when it's stabilizing your footage. The big difference to me, as you can see here in this side-by-side comparison of my construction site drive, is that with EIS turned on, the horizon stays level, but the hood kind of bounces around. With EIS turned off, the hood stays level, but the horizon bounces around. So it's up to you whether or not you want to use this feature. Personally, I'm going to opt for the true 4K image and leave this off unless I'm off-roading, and that may be what you want to do as well. Now, testing out the new super slow motion feature, this is only possible when you change the resolution to 1080p at 120 frames per second. The difference between this and 4K is that you have a lower resolution, but 4 times the number of frames are captured. So when it comes to recording fast-moving action, like an accident, this has the advantage of capturing more movement, but not necessarily the detail that 4K records. Our final test is comparing the night driving between the 522 and the 622. The 622 on the right features enhanced night vision recording. With the 622, it enhances the image recording digitally, improving its night vision. So the only issue that I had with the 622GW is that I couldn't update the firmware after I got it. And that is something that you typically want to do because you want to update the software that runs on it. You know, the UI that you're tapping on the back here on the screen, that's the software, or called the firmware, and it usually comes outdated on devices like this, and that's a good thing because that means they're fixing bugs, they're adding new features and things like that. So unfortunately I couldn't do it with the app. So the workaround for that is I had to take the card out of the camera, bring it inside to my computer, download the zip file from their website and extract the two .bin files, put them on the card, then take the card, put it back in the dash cam, turn it off, turn it back on so it would recognize the files that were on there, and then it installs and upgrades the firmware. So it was a whole lot of extra steps for what could have been just a couple of quick taps on the app if it had worked. Now, with that one issue aside, which I'm sure they'll fix in a future update, I highly recommend this dash cam. Of course, I've been rocking the 522GW up on my windshield for the past year plus, and I'm looking forward to having the 622 up there now. It is $140 more than the 522, which they still sell, but for that you get the 4K camera and all those additional features that we just talked about. So whether or not the price bump is worth it to you is up to you. I'm just here to help you make that informed decision. So if you'd like to buy it or just find out more information, I've got links down in the description for you to check out. And as always, thanks for watching and subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one.